Welcome to Brainwreck. I'm Jason X.
And I'm Kevin Graham.
And this is the best show on the internet.
We are the only recipients, folks, of the Wooden YouTube Award. There it is. Check it out. That's a callback we haven't done in a while. So there it is, folks.
Yeah.
We're the place to be. The place to come hang out.
What the fuck else are you doing on a Wednesday?
Yeah. We got to watch wrestling. Nobody watches wrestling
it's about
anymore.
Over. It's about over.
We'll talk about wrestling a little bit. But
I mean, yeah, we got some thoughts. We got some opinions. Some people were murdered, and then
some people were murdered, and then they weren't murdered.
They weren't murdered, and then they got unmurdered, but not the way that better.
You think. Yeah. Lots of wild stuff.
So much stuff.
What else happens on Wednesdays? It's hump week. Get your humps on. Get ready for the weekend because tomorrow's Thursday and y'all are going to be ramping down. Like Thursday afternoon is when everybody like starts to not pay attention, I think.
Should we change the day of the week we do this show?
No,
you're hard set on the Wednesday.
I mean, what other day would we do it?
Well, according to YouTube, any other day would be better.
Any other day would be better?
We do this on the worst possible day.
What are our numbers? What are our numbers when we go on Thursdays? Do we have those readily available?
Yeah, so much better.
So much better on Thursdays?
Yeah.
Do we want to switch to Thursday?
Let us know in the chat.
Brainwreck Live Thursdays.
If you give a shit, let us know. If you don't give a shit, let us know. And if you have conflicting schedules, send it to us. We'll see if we can work around it.
We'll see if we can work around it because, hey, folks, we're flexible.
We're here for you.
I mean, I would, let's see. What's next week? Well, next Thursday is 4th of July, so we probably don't want to do
Listen,
anything.
Joey Chestnut ain't on, so who gives a fuck?
Well, I mean, people are going to be going out, popping off for America still, aren't they?
I mean, when are we not? But here's the thing, folks.
Oh.
When Muhammad Ali.
Where are you going? Where are you going with this?
When Muhammad Ali refused to go to the war.
Please, whatever analogy you're trying to make right now, please don't. Okay. Just
all please, I'm saying is
I don't. Okay, what are you saying?
Joey Chestnut needs our support.
Those two things are not the same at all. Okay,
there was a connection. I just
want to make sure you know that, and I want to make sure that our audience understands that we know that. those are two very different and specific scenarios that do not coincide with one another, nor are they equal in any way. I would be okay though giving it if we want to shoot the shot and do like a Thursday run.
Okay.
Maybe we keep next week where it is.
For America's sake.
For America, okay?
for the firemen.
America. Plus, people probably got the 4th off. So Wednesday night, they're looking to kick back. They're looking to relax.
We'd be competing with fireworks. We'd be competing with
the fireworks, okay? So
exactly.
There's going to be boom, bang, pow happening everywhere.
I've got a dog.
You've got a dog. I've got 2 cats, which basically equal a dog. So next week we'll remain on Wednesdays, and then maybe for the 3 or 4 weeks following, we'll test out Thursday. We'll see.
We'll do that.
We'll see what happens.
But let us know in the chat if that's an issue with you.
Yeah, they're not going to care. They'll follow us wherever we go.
Will they?
I mean, there's not really many following right now, so it's like we're a live audience.
It's a short line. It's a short line.
Short line.
It's a short line.
Usually,
way to the top.
We don't even have the ropes. We're just stand here and here. Okay, the key will be a few. Who
would be our rope guy? Fenton.
I think Fenton would
be a good rope guy.
Yeah,
I think Fenton. What do you? Because here's the thing. I think Fenton would make an excellent doorman. Because
I think he could be a doorman too.
He would not take any bribes. He is a man of ethics. He is a man of integrity. And listen, if you ain't cool, you ain't coming in. And Fenton is going to be the keeper of the cool.
I feel like that's, he's a good judge of character.
Oh, I would agree with that. Yeah.
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 You know? I can see that. We'll figure it out. We'll test some things out. Yeah.
I mean, nightclub coming soon.
Nightclub coming soon. And nobody can come in because that's how you make it exclusive.
That's right.
You know, you got to make people want it. You got to neg them, and then want them or make them want to come in. But it's like, nah, you don't deserve to come in yet. You know.
When was the last time you saw Night at the Roxbury?
Like 3 months ago. Christy and I did like a double feature. No, it really wasn't a double feature. We watched them like 2 or 3 nights apart from one another, but we watched Night at the Roxbury and Romeo and Michelle's high school reunion. Those 2 movies pair perfectly with one another.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Like a fine wine and a cheese.
Oh, more like a plastic bottle of vodka and a Lunchable.
Yes. The great analogy.
But
great analogy.
It still works.
Yes, it really
still works depending on the budget and just kind of how you're feeling at that point in time. Yeah.
What the fuck were we talking about?
It's Wednesday, man. We got a show.
Oh, yeah.
This is usually how shit goes. We're just moving on through the week.
That's right.
Getting to the weekend.
And so I think I'm going to start off right where I left off last week. Because last Wednesday, your boy told you good people at home that the following day, the very next day, less than 24 hours later, I was going to the world. And I was going to get a chance to ride a ride that's very controversial.
The buildup is killing me.
Well, let me tell you, the buildup in the ride won't.
Oh, no.
So we got in. So we talked a little bit about the process this time of getting the annual pass holder preview for Tiana's Bayou adventure at Walt Disney World is what we're talking about. It's controversial. Replace Splash Mountain. A bunch of people were upset. I don't know why. Like, there's a lot of things that aren't great about Splash Mountain in the concept and story and where it comes from and where did it go and Cotton Eye Joe and the whole fucking thing.
Yeah, and we're at a point now where we can just update most things because it's not 1992 anymore. Don't look at the shit behind me or anything to my immediate left, but like,
and again, like
kids don't know what Song of the South is, and that's a good thing.
Yeah.
And
not only that, but like the ride was endorsed by Ernest, who I will never trust.
You won't trust him?
Fuck no, he scared me stupid.
And he's been to jail.
That's also true.
And then they what? Like allowed him to work with children? Like
it was like a camp counselor or something.
Like a camp counselor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
stupid.
With the annual pass holder preview this time, you had to get into a virtual queue.
Right.
So we were successful in getting into the first virtual queue, which launched at 7 a.m. But you didn't really know when, what spot you were going to get. You could get, spot 1, and then you got to get your ass to the park to get in there. You get a spot 100, in which you've got some time, right?
Yeah. Go get a churro.
Something.
Yeah.
So we got spot 14. Which was very early on. Yeah. And we didn't really plan to be there early. So kind of scrambled a little bit, changed some plans. And the park opened at 9. But through these previews, they haven't actually started loading people till about 11 o'clock.
Okay.
So we got there about 11:30, 12 o'clock. They still had not, they had just started loading people when we were walking in for the first few numbers. So we're like, oh, we're gold.
I would say that, like, that's perfect timing.
It was perfect timing. And by the time we actually got through security and over the goddamn boat and through the fucking woods and checked in and everything, we were almost home aloneing it to the ride to get there in time. So it worked out perfectly. We scan in, we're in the queue, we're going through and we're, looking at all the different changes and stuff that they made. And right off the bat, massive upgrade to the queue.
Really?
Like, the Splash Mountain queue sucked. It was boring.
I don't
There wasn't
remember it
really
being
anything.
that great.
There's a couple pictures on the wall.
Yeah.
That was it.
Walk
They
ride.
went full fucking theming in the queue. So there's actually shit to look at while you're waiting for 5 hours to ride this goddamn thing. So big props to them for that. We go through the entire queue. We get to the turn right before you get loaded onto the ride, and the ride goes down. And so, which has been a huge issue.
How does it go down?
So we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Okay.
At the end, I'm going to say what my theories are with how many issues that they've been having. So we get evacuated out of the queue.
Yeah.
It's going to be a while, they said. So we got scanned on our magic bands and basically was told, watch the queue. If it opens up, you can come back at any time. And it's like, okay, well, that's nice because now we don't have to, specifically wait for it to open and run there. We can go whenever we want to at that point. We had also had a virtual queue for Tron. So we went and wrote Tron, which was a lot of fun.
Okay. Had you done Tron before?
We've done Tron before. It's one of those rides that's like really fun, but it's really, really short. It's really short.
Yeah.
So, if it wasn't one of those things where we had the virtual queue for it, I wouldn't wait.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah.
Blakely says, missed opportunity to put the bottles in the trees of the outside line in the bathroom area. That is true. There's a couple things theming wise that they could have done a little bit better as well. So we go through the rest of the day. Have a pretty okay day for the most part. We went and had a dinner at the Polynesian Ohana, which is like an all-you-can-eat style Polynesian food. It's absolutely. I ate way too much. I ate bread pudding, which is somebody who's lactose intolerant. Is not.
Stop.
Listen.
Why do you do this? Why do you do this to yourself?
It's $60 a plate. That's why. It's $60 a plate, and I'm gonna eat what I want.
I mean, do you, man? Just you're not gonna shit for weeks now.
No, too much.
No, because it's just gonna build up, and then it's all gonna shoot out like a brick.
Wonderful. So we eat our dinner, and then we see probably like right around 6 o'clock, the ride reopens again. So it went down from like noon until like 6 p.m.
What the fuck are they doing?
Fucking wild, right? And so we're like, all right, let's get back over there. We rush back over, get into the queue, and they actually had us go through the lightning lane queue, the shortened queue, because we had been evacuated before. So we get on the ride, and we're like, okay. And the one thing I said last week on the show is they better fucking explain, why am I getting into a log? Because on Splash Mountain, right? You're in the briar patch, and like so, like you're supposed to be like an animal floating down the goddamn river on a log, right? So I'm like, okay, well, we're not there anymore. We're supposedly in Tiana's factory, food supply, distribute. I don't know what the fuck.
I've never seen the movie, so I can't comment.
The movie is excellent.
I've heard nothing but good things about the movie.
Princess and the Frog may be the best Disney princess movie. Period.
There you go.
Best music by far. But they never explained. I mean, it's a log. Like, why is the princess sending people through her factory on a log? Like, it makes no sense.
I don't think the log is the issue here.
It was for me. I couldn't get past it.
Okay.
And to my chagrin, they do not explain, other than like you're going down the bayou, which like I could do that in a boat, thank you very much, or a canoe. That's
just pretend.
Well, you have to.
Yeah, that's half the point, isn't it?
Well,
going.
sure.
It's like you just pretend.
And the other issue was, a lot of people had was, the Princess and the Frog, Tiana. It's all based in New Orleans, which last I checked was below sea level. So why do they have a mountain?
I'm gonna fact check you on that. You can keep talking. I'm just
okay. So that was an issue for me because geographically, that was the whole thing with the levees. Do you remember the levees?
I do remember the levees. Yes,
Yeah.
I had a friend who was caught up in that.
Caught up in the levees, right?
Yep.
So
actually, real quick, not to cut you off, as of February 2024, about 65% of the city is at or below mean sea level. So there you go.
So why is there a mountain?
Is there a mountain in the movie?
No.
Was the mountain left over?
Yeah, from Splash.
Okay.
Wait.
When you say mountain, are you talking about the ride itself?
Yeah, I mean it's still Splash Mountain.
Well, oh my god.
So you're still fucking going up a goddamn mountain. So it's we're in New Orleans. Where the fuck's the mountain? But they explained it that it's not a mountain. It's in fact a converted salt mine. Which I'm okay, that gives me something.
Yeah.
Gives me something to go on, right? So we get on the ride and we're going through the ride and I'm excited. I'm excited for this ride. And I'm going to say something that might be a little controversial to all those Disney fans out there. Splash Mountain was not a good ride.
As somebody who's been on Splash Mountain, I can say for me, it was no different than the log rides at fucking Six Flags or Darien Lake or any other log ride there is.
I wouldn't go that far, but
I would.
But when you talk about the story of the ride at Splash Mountain, it's Bunny is complacent, wants to run away, gets chased by Fox and Bear. Fox and Bear catch Bunny. Bunny convinced Fox to throw him over the ledge instead of cooking him. Splash.
Can I tell you something? I don't remember shit about that ride. I don't remember a damn thing. Christy in the chat, log rides suck. Yeah. They're not the best. To be honest with you, I'm actually, if I'm at a water park, yes, log rides are awesome. If I'm at a park where I'm going to walk around intending to be dry for 99% of the day, I don't want to go on a log ride.
That's fair. Because
then I just got a wet ass and a wet crotch.
And who wants that?
Not what I want.
Especially when you're not expecting it. Yep. So with that in mind, but at the same time, I like Splash Mountain. It's fun.
Sure.
And but at the end of the day, it was broken down. It needed replacing.
Fuck. Bergman just called you out.
Hold on. Okay, so Bergman says there is a mountain in Louisiana. It's 535 feet above sea level. And considering most lines are underground, the framing of this ride as another weird blow for geography. Mine's not lines. There you go.
The Driscoll Mountain, I believe he's referring to.
Folks, where the fuck else are you going to get this knowledge? If you haven't hit subscribe,
Fenton's our doorman. Bergman's our info guy.
There you go.
There it is. The whole crew is here. Then Christy's in here doing the finances.
We're building the town, folks. We're building the town. Or a nightclub. So with all that being said,
for the nightclub.
Yeah, I mean she's spinning the tunes.
She's spinning the tunes. She's getting the party together.
Hiring the dancers. So with all that being said, this ride was okay.
Yeah.
And it was
But Christy, I would only trust you with the numbers. That's how much faith and love I have in you.
Ditto. So
that was so insincere. We wouldn't. This channel would barely exist. We would not have as good of a run on this channel if it wasn't for Christy.
That's very true. Yeah. That is a factual statement.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, there's going to be some spoilers. Is what I'm getting at. I'm going to spoil some shit.
If you're really worried about having Tiana's Bayou adventure spoiled, I don't know what to tell you.
The first thing I want to talk about is the marketing campaign for this ride.
Okay.
Disney did an unprecedented thing in that they released a full POV video on YouTube before anybody got the chance to ride this ride. Before the cast member previews, before the pass holder previews, before the vacation member I think they knew that this wasn't going to meet expectations. And so to try to curb that as much as possible, and also I think to kind of fuck over some YouTube content creators at the same time, two birds, one stone, is they're like, let's release the video of it so that people know what they're getting when they come to the ride, so that their expectations aren't here when we delivered here. That's what I think that campaign was for.
Okay.
I avoided the ride through because I wanted to be surprised, see it full firsthand. There were some images and things like that I couldn't avoid just as being a fan. But we're going through the ride, and the first thing that I noticed is that there are a lot of things or a lot of scenes that were in Splash Mountain populated by a lot of things to where in this new ride, they're not. And it seems very, compared to Splash Mountain, this ride seems a lot emptier.
Weird considering what you had just explained regarding Splash Mountain before.
Right. So basically what they did was, instead of Splash Mountain had a bunch of like very, very basic animatronics all throughout the ride.
Yeah.
So essentially, instead of having a bunch of basic animatronics, they did like 5 really complex ones.
Okay.
As kind of like the trade-off to that. So you're going through, and another big part of this was nobody really could figure out what the story of this ride was going to be, because it's after the movie. There's no villain. Like they said, the villain's not in it. And then they kind of created this whole backstory for the ride. But nobody really, like, what are we doing? Like why am I getting into a log? Like what is the point of this ride? Am I going on a factory tour? Am I trying to like capture like what are we doing?
Why does it, oh my God, does it matter though? Like, what is the reasoning to have such an elaborate story? Like, the whole point for me to go on a log ride is to go on a log ride. Like, hey, I'm at an amusement park. And then you go down, you get wet, and you're like, shit, now I got a fucking wet ass all day.
But if you got a good story while you're doing it, then that better. Just saying. But anyway, the story of this ride is that apparently they made Tiana like the princess of New Orleans, which I thought, this was, monarchy was over there. But
it is amazing how, and like, this isn't just you, this is like all Disney fans, like all Disney park fans, like how, like, just you all find these like little nuances that are like, this makes sense to me, but no, this doesn't make sense. No, I can't suspend disbelief for this, but this, it better be like this. Like,
it's very pro wrestling.
It's in a lot of ways it is. So okay, fair. I'm gonna shut the fuck up now.
So she's throwing a party. Okay, is the story. Tiana's throwing a party, and she's trying to find the band. to play at the party. And because Lewis the alligator is an animal that plays an instrument, we're going back down the bayou to find other animals to join the band for this party. So it's kind of like it's kind of like the Muppet movie meets like Emmett Otter's Jug Band.
Oh God.
And yes, Christy, she is the Mardi Gras princess. That is true. So they're trying to put this band together, and so like you're going through, and there's a couple of animatronics for, I think there's a weasel, a bear. They're playing some shit, and then you go over to the other side, and like there's fucking an alligator and some other shit going on, and you're like, okay, like it's not the most compelling story ever of like we're putting a band together, but like I guess it's something. And so we're going through, and then all of a sudden, and you didn't see the movie, so you don't know these characters who I'm talking about, but the magical Mama Odie appears on a screen and says, well, if you want to really know who really plays, we're going to have to shrink you down. And so the idea is that you do like this mini drop in the ride, and you're shrunken down to the size of a frog going through the bayou, because you're going to find frog members to play in the band. And let me tell you, this is the best part of the ride.
Okay.
Because it is an acid trip. Like
I was just thinking, like at this point, I feel like you need to be on some kind of psychedelics. Don't actually take psychedelics, folks. We're not advocating for that, but like this feels like it would enhance the experience. Not that I'm advocating for it, but
do what you want. This is America.
Do what you want, but
in legal terms of
don't do anything illegal. Is what I'm trying to say.
Don't get sued.
Don't get sued. Hashtag don't get sued. Blakely. Oh God.
But anyway, so you go down into the frog lair, and it's all day glow, and there's animatronics of frogs playing the bongos, playing the piano. Like
awesome.
It's dope as fuck.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, it's finally getting interesting. Like we're kicking here. Oh, holy shit. Considering the timeline of the film is the 1920s, and this takes place after, meaning either during the Depression or World War II, and during Jim Crow South, it seems unlikely Tiana would be princess of much. Bergman, I wasn't there. That, Christy's got a point. That's what Alice did to Shrink.
It is, yeah.
Well, no, she took
psychedelics.
Well, right, but like, was the drink me the shrink, or was the eat me the grow, or vice versa?
Jesus, I've never seen that movie.
Oh, Alice?
Yeah.
Oh, it's something.
That's what I hear.
You should do that.
Okay, so you're in the day glow party with
okay, so we're with the frogs. We're with the fucking frogs, right? And we're having a great time. And then Mama Odie pops back up again and says, like, I don't really know what she said. Like, it doesn't matter, Christy.
No,
and I can't remember exactly what she says, but at the same time, it didn't really make much sense. This was the big lift to the hill, like to the big lift up to the big drop kind of thing. And so
we need to get through this.
I had to put it on screen for reference. So we get up. So it's not clear why we're climbing the big lift hill, but there's no drama. There's zero drama. Like in the previous ride, this is where the fox was gonna eat the fucking bunny. So like there's dramatic music, there's fucking lights, there's a whole goddamn thing going on. They took that whole lift scene that was going on, they turned off all the fucking lights so it was black.
Yeah.
And then put like blue and or purple and gold lights flashing so like you're becoming big again. And then you just fall.
Cool.
And you splash, and then you go around the corner, and then you go into the finale scene. But the momentum from the falling and the splashing and going into the scene is the most elaborate scene. It has probably 10 animatronics in it of all these fucking wacky characters doing all this shit, but you're going so fast you can see none of it, and you have no idea what's going on. And when we rode it, Tiana was broken, and so she was standing there like this while her audio was singing, but she looked like she was being held up for money. And so overall, it's okay. It's fine. I would say, like, it's not. Here's the thing. Here's my final thoughts.
There's a thing. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, my final thoughts. Okay.
Okay.
Is it better than Splash Mountain? Yes, because it does not invoke slavery. It's a low bar. I know.
You know what? Yeah.
But
Fenton.
Yes, the story was.
You're not wrong there, Patrick.
You're not wrong. But at the end of the day, I may go on to Splash Mountain and be like, oh man, this ride's fun, but boy, it's kind of fucked up the source material. This, I'd be like, oh man, that ride was kind of fun. That's an improvement. That's an improvement right there.
I feel like you and I have very different objectives when we go to theme parks.
Yeah, I like to enjoy myself.
I mean, I do too, but it's you put way too much. There was a lot of thought in that. And like maybe there is like this Disney experience that I just don't understand. I mean, when we went, I was fully invested in the Disney bubble. Full on. Like even just going to Disney Springs, I'm just like, this is a whole new world for me. Holy shit. Right. But like I feel like I don't have that much. I don't put that much thought or value into a lot of those things. I think that like I hear a lot of like Disney park fanatics do. So for me, it's just like, oh yeah, like this is cool. This day glow. Got a frog playing the banjo over there. I was little and I got big again.
No, I think that is. I think that's a defense mechanism.
Who?
For you.
For me?
Yeah.
What am I defending against?
Disappointment.
What would I be disappointed with?
I think that you don't let yourself get invested because you don't know if you're going to be able to come back. And why would you be invested in something and then have the disappointment of not returning to said?
Brother, you've known me for how long and you're just figuring that out?
I mean, I've known this for a long time. I'm just saying it. Okay. We're just putting the truth out there. This show's about the truth.
I feel like, okay. Like, I feel like in an experience like this, I just take everything at face value. Like I'm here just to take in what you want to give me. And I'm either going to like it or I'm going to hate it.
And Blakely makes a great point that the high-tech animatronics were extremely cool. The one thing I will say that I did not like, and it's the new trend in rides, is screen technology, projection technology.
Okay.
There was a lot of it.
Really?
Like, a lot. Some of it was great. Some of it wasn't.
Okay.
And the reason I think the ride is going down so much is because they have not figured out the timing with the screens and the animatronics.
Okay.
And so when we got to the final lift hill, I don't think we could understand what was happening because the timing of the screen of Mama Odie was off. And so like we were just like, we're climbing a black tunnel with purple and gold lights for I don't know why. But being on the ride before, I'm like, this is the big drop. Like, I know where I am.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no drama here. There's no anticipation. So
it is weird to me that Disney hasn't been able to figure that out yet.
But the thing is, like, at the end of the day, right? At the end of the day, it's a reskinning of a ride.
True. Yeah.
It's the same ride.
Yeah.
Right. But they've changed it enough to where it's not the same timing of the ride. So you're trying to adapt a new system to an old system.
Right.
Which seems like that would suck to have to do.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm sure that's not like an easy task, but
it was very clear to me, and this ride opens to the public in 2 days.
Right.
It's not ready. Like, it's not even close to ready.
It's like, how, like you are Disney. You've been sitting on this for how long? Like,
well, and that,
like, and I totally get like the soft launch and like, hey, let's get people in here, see how it works, and like maybe making the notice of like, this is a new ride. Some elements may not be working as expected. Totally understand that, but like, it still feels like this is fucking Disney. Should have this shit on lock.
Yeah, and they supposedly said they took away the drama of the big drop because they thought more kids were going to ride it, and they didn't want to scare kids from the back. And I'm like, listen, that's the point. That's the point of the ride. Okay, I hate to break it to you, that is the point of the ride.
Like, isn't that the point of Disney, is to like lay in some of those like subtle, like traumatizing experiences?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, like your parents are gonna die, you're gonna be kidnapped.
Figure it out.
Yeah,
don't wait for someone to save you. Like, you gotta figure that shit out.
Yeah.
But it also, like, it was one of those things of, I think they wanted to do the right thing, but they wanted to do it so quickly that it just kind of ended up being a meh.
Okay.
You know, like, obviously at some point Splash Mountain got hot about, even though it's been around since like fucking 92, like TikTok, whatever the fuck. But I can't even remember what sparked it. But like, Disney wanted so badly to squash that as immediately as possible, and then turn around and deliver on what they said they were going to do, that it was like, okay, this is the space we got.
Make something work.
What the fuck are we going to do with it? Kind of thing. Instead of, what they should have done is, in August this year is going to be D23, which is expected to be a fuckload of new announcements and expansions. Give her her own ride. Give her
a whole new ride.
A whole new ride. A whole new system. Ooh. That way you can fucking do it right.
Do you tear down Splash Mountain? Do you tear down the whole ride?
I would say yes.
I would say yes, too.
I would say yes.
Because you want to know something? Log rides, as we said, they kind of suck. They're kind of an outdated concept. You can still have like a wet ride, but like maybe do something different. You know? Change it up. It's been, what, 22 years?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, not that that's like an immediate cause for change, but here's what I think. If you have Ernest as the spokesperson for any part of your business, it's time to update your business. That's kind of my stance on it.
So fair.
Yeah.
All right, but that's what my direct report is. If you love, it was George Floyd. Okay, that makes sense. We're getting heavy here tonight.
All right. So what else we got going on this week?
Final thoughts is, if you love Splash Mountain, you're going to hate this ride. If you like The Princess and the Frog and you never rode Splash Mountain, you're going to love this ride. And if you're like me, who's like, anything new, please.
Yeah.
Then like, it's going to be fine.
And if you're like me, who just doesn't give a shit, you'll probably enjoy it.
Probably.
You'll probably have a good time.
You paid for your ticket.
So. I did pay for my ticket. I paid for my ticket and we had a damn good time.
We still talk about that trip.
We still talk about how much of a good, because listen, if I'm paying, go to goddamn Disney World, okay, everybody that I'm with, we're having a good time whether we want to or not.
Exactly.
Okay.
There's gonna be smiles on faces.
Yeah, you're damn right. You're gonna smile the entire time. You have no choice. And if you're not smiling, you better fucking smile.
That's right. You're gonna be exhausted by the end of the trip. But you're gonna be smiling.
Just put on that happy face now. Christy says, if you're like me and you hate log rides, you'll probably hate it. Yeah, you're kind of at a lose-lose at that point.
Very true. Very true. All right. So that was the Disney report, ladies and gentlemen. You had a spin-off of that.
Did I?
Yeah, Texas Chainsaw.
Oh, the fuck, yeah, that's right. So we had listen, I was so engrossed in your story that I just forgot everything else happened. Well, we had a completely different experience than you over the weekend. Because Christy and I and some friends of ours, we went to a gas station.
Okay.
Not far from where we live, which is the exact gas station where they filmed Texas Chainsaw Massacre, one of my favorite movies.
Okay.
This was something that I actually wasn't like, I knew it was somewhere in Texas. I didn't realize how close it actually was.
Ooh.
So when our friend had told me about it, I was like, we got to fucking go. There's not a long story here, but I'll say this. Fucking awesome. Okay. It's a barbecue joint now. Okay.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Because it was a barbecue joint in the movie, but they were cooking people. They were cooking, hogs and stuff like that. But they have, like, this is truly a layup of a business. Okay. Because they're doing barbecue. They've got cabins out back that you can rent out for the weekend. They've got a stage where they can do events. They're doing like horror movie screenings there. They're having like horror movie signings and conventions there. We walk inside of the store and I nearly melted because it was just like wall to wall of like the coolest shit.
Oh shit.
And I was like, God damn. I'm really trying to be good. We didn't stay too long.
Okay.
So we intend to go back at some point. So I'll have a more in-depth report. But like, I feel like for you had the experience of like, you're trying something new, kind of something familiar. It was okay. Me, it was like, we're trying something new, something familiar. Oh, it's worth it.
So good.
So good. So good.
Blakely wants to go camping.
You want to go camping? I'll go camping.
Let's go camping.
Christy might not want to go. We got to find the right camping spot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that we got to do it the right way. Okay. Cabin in the woods. Totally. I prefer a cabin in the woods over like tenting it myself.
Okay.
But if I've got a tent, I'll totally pitch a tent. Not a problem at all.
Sure.
Give me like 10 minutes. I'll get that tent up and ready.
Ready for anybody.
But yeah, I want to go back. I actually think that there's an event happening next month, which I literally learned about just before we went live. That I'm going to look into and possibly plan to do some stuff at. But yes, there will be more on that in the future. Those cabins at Disney.
There you go. That's like sort of camping.
Yeah.
At Disney.
At Disney?
Disney camping.
Okay.
Where like you can camp and not get dirty.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
You go fishing and then there's a guy in scuba under the water. He just puts a fish on your reel. So.
Really? You're fucking with me. Fuck you. I really wanted that to be part of the experience. Where like, oh yeah, like you go fishing and then there's just like fucking Bob.
You can't not catch a fish at Disney. That's not magical. They make sure that you catch a fish at Disney.
Like
Steve's under there. Glamping. Yeah, that's fun. Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God. All right. Anyways, we got wrestling to talk about before we
talk about there were some murders.
Okay. Last week we reported about some potential murders that happened.
That's right.
On an episode of Monday Night Raw.
That's right.
For those of you who practice, we saw the Wyatt 6 debut, and apparently, allegedly, we don't know, what the actual state of things are, but allegedly, murder a couple of people.
Yeah, a few good hands.
A few good hands in the back. Chad Gable looked like he had gotten shot in the head. Turns out he's okay.
He's fine.
He died, but he got better.
Can I tell you, the biggest workers in the business is that WWE medical staff. They'll just clear anybody. Everybody but Daniel Bryan.
He eventually got cleared. Well, it was... I'm trying to figure out what they intended on doing with that, because there were apparently hints throughout the episode of like him involved in that segment. So like, it wasn't like he was just some random schmuck that got pulled into it to be written off television. Like, there were actually hints with like a backstage segment that he was doing, with like a reference in a promo. Oh shit, Jason Jordan got too? Well, shit. I mean, that's the original Alpha Academy right there.
Right there, yeah.
Gable and Jordan. So, like, it seemed like that was the intention, but, like, is this going to build into something? I don't know. It seems weird if it wouldn't, but also, like, does that take away from what... Anyways. So, yeah, so some people got fucked up. And then we saw a little bit of the aftermath this past week on Raw, which I popped for.
Okay.
Because it came in the form of a videotape.
Okay. So here's the thing.
Yeah.
Chad Gable is the only motherfucker who can no-sell death. Like, he wrestled the full match and won.
Yeah.
After being murdered.
Yeah.
What?
I mean,
he's an Olympian.
You just gotta want it.
Those 3 eyes, I tell you.
Yeah.
But he was murdered, came back, won his match, but then got spooked by outdated media.
Dude, well, first of all, no. Okay. That's not what happened.
Okay.
He was spooked by a person, which then led to some media. How dare you consider it outdated? Okay. Listen, Walmart right now is selling a VHS tape. Okay. In 2024 of a new movie.
Wait, what?
So they are selling a VHS tape right now of a new movie that came out within the past few years.
Is it Planet of the Apes?
No. In conjunction with Bloody Disgusting, the website, they released the movie Terrifier 2.
Okay.
On VHS. And it is available at Walmart. I went there today. They did not have... I was lied to. Okay. Because I saw other people posting on the internet, about their cool, Bloody Disgusting, end caps and sections in their Walmarts. I went to Walmart today. You know what they didn't have? Any of that stuff. I bought an air filter instead.
So we started watching The Ring.
Yeah. Ooh.
With my daughter.
Yeah. Okay. We talked about this last week.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
The Ring's fine.
Is it?
Dude, it's the worst
it's okay.
Movie.
It is a lot. Wait, it's a what?
It's terrible.
No, it's not.
Like, we can't get through it.
What do you mean?
It's not. It's
not a bad movie.
It's not a good movie.
Have you watched the whole thing?
No, we haven't made it all the way through.
Here's the thing. It is very much like a suspense mystery movie for like, and I will say like the majority of the movie is very slow. Okay. Christy says try Ringu instead. The majority of the movie is very slow. However, like the third act ramps the fuck up.
Okay, well, maybe I'm not remembering.
Ramps the fuck up. Like, you think the movie is over at one point, and then, oh boy.
Takes right off again, huh?
Takes right off. And then it's like, oh, this is the movie we thought we were watching. Memories,
okay.
VHS. I miss, fucking Video King.
Video King. Are you kidding me,
Video
Fen?
King was,
Good God damn.
Yeah. Yeah, no, dude, VHS is coming back.
So there was a spooky VHS tape.
It was a spooky VHS, which I love the fact that they didn't just say like, oh, we've got a video package that we're gonna roll, or oh, there's like this thing that we received. Like, no, like hand delivered, like box with a VHS tape in it.
Here's
gold.
It was so campy.
Yes.
And the thing is, like, I get it because, like, if you open the box and it's like, oh, it's a spooky flash drive. It's like, who gives a shit?
Yeah, who gives a shit?
Who cares?
Honestly, I thought it was going to be like something of Pat McAfee's because he wasn't there.
Right.
And I know there was like a whole thing of like Pat McAfee's like afraid of the White Six or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But when they pull out the VHS tape, I was like, ooh, I'm intrigued.
And I love the fact that Michael Cole had to explain to the audience what a VHS tape was.
Yes.
And I'm just like, no.
This is where we are.
I would have popped so huge if he opened it and it was a VHS tape and it was a Coliseum home video with like a fucking
oh my god,
like what a wasted opportunity that was, right?
Oh my dude, see, give us the pencil.
I got the pen. I need the pencil.
You got the pen. You need the pencil.
And so, like, I was a little disappointed in that.
Yeah,
but or like a home tag that was like, you know, Undertaker versus Undertaker and other matches,
and then just like scribbled out.
Yes, like some bullshit. Like, give me something, right?
Yeah.
And then the thing that pissed me off though was they didn't sell the VHS gimmick on the actual footage.
What do you mean?
Like, it was fucking HD quality. It was like,
listen,
like,
I mean, they did their best with what they had. I think that they should have filmed it directly on film.
Yeah, no. Like, if you're gonna go the mile,
100%. If you're gonna do that, like don't half-ass it.
Edit tape to tape too. Fuck you.
Edit tape to fuck yeah.
Eat a dick.
Spend
3 weeks doing something you can do in 2 minutes now.
Yeah. Just get a fucking intern to do it. That's right. You know, hire a guy on for a week. I love the presentation of it. A lot of people online seem to really enjoy it as well. The actual like promo segment, I was intrigued by. It was interesting. I don't know if it was like my favorite, but I think that it is laying the groundwork for what they intend to do with this angle. Imagine doing a show VHS to VHS every week. Fuck no. Yeah, it felt like they were really trying to just lay the groundwork of what this angle is going to be. I think they covered a lot of topics that were probably going to go sort of like unspoken. You know, like, do you feel like you're just leveraging your brother's legacy? Like, do you feel
they put it on Front Street?
They put a lot of things on Front Street, which I think they really cleared the air on. And so like that, I was like, okay, like I see what they're doing. It like they're trying to set a tone. I totally get that. Overall, though, like I'm wondering how this is going to play out, because when we discussed it last week, the idea was this is kind of like the reality breaking thing that the WWE is running right now. Like, it's very much like we have all of these performers who are very much like grounded in reality. They are real people. You see them interacting with people on social media. So like it's a very natural, very organic, very person to person type experience where like now you've got this group of fucking weirdos and monsters, which you're like, well, wait a minute. Like, this is kind of a little bit too gimmicky. Like this is very 1991, but like, again, I think that this exists within a reality of its own. and is like a very specific segment within the company now. But with that, you need to figure out how it fits into the larger picture and like who you bring in outside of the group and why are they now part of this.
The main thing I think they're doing differently this time, and it may work, and I'm going to give them credit because it is different than how they presented Bray, okay? Because through presentation, okay, the Fiend was its own thing.
Yes.
The Fiend was not Bray Wyatt in a mask. The Fiend was a supernatural being.
Yes.
Who could only be destroyed by a little hammer and not a big hammer. What they're doing differently and what this promo established is that this is Bo Dallas under a mask.
Very much so.
This is Nikki Cross under a mask.
Yeah.
So, in a sense, they're taking out that supernatural element, which will make them human so they can lose. And it'll be okay because you're not beating a supernatural. You're beating Nikki Cross,
right?
Who's fucking insane right now, or brainwashed, or whatever the fuck. So I liked that. I like that they made that kind of establishing thing. It still doesn't tell me why Chad Gable is walking around after being shot in the head last week. Like that part, I'm still kind of in the dark about.
That part for me, yes, is still very unresolved. Which is why I'm still wondering, like, what was the point of him being involved in all of that? What was the point of all the hints of him being involved in all that? And then, like, where does it go from here? Because it still seems like his next move is it looks like they are going to team him up with the Diamond Mind and Ivy Nile, which makes sense. And then break away from Otis, Maxine, and Tozawa, which makes sense. But then, like, why did we do this if we're not going to go back to it? You know what I mean?
Right.
So it seems like something still needs to happen. And maybe there is like a misdirect happening right now. Maybe we just don't know.
There could be a misdirect, but I also think that it is possible. I just don't want to see them get down the road where the Wyatt family was trying to convert Daniel Bryan. And like, it's like nobody bought that. Like that was not going to work at all.
Yeah.
And I don't want to see them doing like they're trying to like convert Chad Gable. Like you're not converting Chad Gable into being one of these fucking kooky guys. Like everybody who's in the stable is already kooky. Like,
right.
Like
you took a bunch of kooky characters and you put them together.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're not making a straight man kooky.
Right.
Like that's not the gimmick, right?
Yeah.
Like there's plenty of other people they can convert and it would make more sense.
Yeah.
Type of thing. So there's no payoff here, at least not in the foreseeable future.
From what I'm seeing, yeah, not yet, at least.
So it's weird.
Yeah.
And unless they got something clever, and I'm always here for something clever. This is the only thing that I don't like. And it doesn't make sense to me. Otherwise, I like spooky.
Yeah.
Like, I'm fucking stoked about that fucking Universal Monsters Park they're building.
Dude, that Universal Monsters Park gonna be fucking dope as hell.
It's gonna be listen.
More of a reason why I'm a Universal guy.
I'm gonna say this right now. I'm going on record.
Okay.
Universal's Dark Universe, aka the Universal Monsters Land, is gonna be better than the Nintendo Land.
Ooh.
It's gonna be better.
Okay. I will wait and see. You know,
and I'm excited about the Nintendo Land. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah. See, but like now, here's the other thing too, and I forget if we talked about this last week as well. Doing a Bray Wyatt attraction at Halloween Horror Nights.
Layup. It would be.
Absolute layup. I mean, you do a Firefly fun. Like, I don't know if anybody else realizes, but like that segment with Bo Dallas talking to Uncle Howdy, that was filmed in the Firefly Funhouse.
Oh,
I don't know if anybody picked up on that.
I didn't pick up on it. No.
But like with how hot that, and like people love that angle, right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like when Nikki Cross popped out this past Monday, like there was a pop. Like people are intrigued by it. I think people are interested in it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if they just keep trucking along, like it will have legs. It will continue on. But expand it.
Yeah.
Do more with it. You know, you don't have to go off the deep end with it, but like Universal, NBC, WWE, like they've always had a tight connection. Maybe not so much now since they're going to Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
But like,
which they also said uncensored
on Netflix,
which is real interesting.
I hope they don't I hope they don't overuse it.
Oh, yeah,
because listen, folks, dropping a couple of F-bombs and doing some crazy blood shit doesn't make your product any better.
No,
just gonna throw that out there. I mean, I know I say fuck a lot, but like I'm not like this is gonna make us trend. No, it's because I have a vulgar mouth.
Yeah.
But do what? But yeah, like Halloween Horror Nights layup. Do something there.
So something that crossed my mind,
mm-hmm.
and if I'm fantasy booking,
yeah,
and I don't know what the contract status is or anything like that, but we talked about this group is a group of pre-established weirdos just getting weirder.
Yeah,
right. You want to talk about making money at WrestleMania. You want to talk about breaking all the records, right? When his contract is up, if the WWE can sign the Natural and put him with the freaks and weirdos of the Wyatt family and feud with Cody for the belt at Mania, give me the pencil.
I don't hate that. I don't hate it. I don't hate it.
Probably do it for a hot dog too.
Cody and Dustin at Mania
with the weirdest version of Dustin yet.
Oh, sure. Like Ben says you just threw a pencil down.
That was the pen.
Like not 7 Dustin Rhodes.
No, I mean, no, he's got to give a shit a little.
Not 7 or Black Rain, like 8, but like I think you can take, dude, fucking Dustin Rhodes and that goddamn stable would be absolute money,
wouldn't it?
Absolute
shit!
Money.
Bergman's got the facts.
Bergman's got. This is why he's our info guy, dude.
I might have just called my Babe Ruth shot.
You may have just called the Babe Ruth shot. I think that would be a fuck of a good story. Like, even if it's not Dustin going for the title, like maybe it is Bo. Or just like Bo and Cody in some capacity.
Fuck.
You could have Cody run through the entire group.
You could do Bo at Mania and then Dustin at SummerSlam. Like, what are we doing?
Something like that, yeah. But I think that'd be great because people fucking loved that match that those two had at like Double or Nothing or All In whenever the fuck AEW was just getting
give them a chance.
Like they could do it again. My God.
Yeah,
money.
Like, it'd be absolute money. Absolute money.
I think the fans would love it too. And like this is one of those situations where I think not having a designated heel works.
Yeah.
Because I mean, obviously you would position like the Wyatt Six and Dustin Rhodes as like the villainous
totally
the villainous side of this story, and Cody being like the ultra baby face. But I think that when you put those two things together, like the people are just going to eat it up.
Yeah, as long as they don't do something stupid, like put like Dusty's urn on a pole or something like that. Oh. Like as long as they stay away from like anything like that.
Nothing
Russo. It'll be okay.
It's weird to say this considering who's involved, but like nothing too gimmicky. You know what I mean though? Like you know what I mean by that? Like nothing too gimmicky. Like I don't want any pole matches. I don't want any fucking like.
Just let them go.
Just let them go. Just let them cut spooky promos. Okay, and just tell the story, and then tell the story in the ring.
Yep.
Less is more, but just make it good. You don't need to. You don't need to overthink War Games.
Oh,
fuck.
Yo, we're going Broadway.
November is Survivor Series. I think they're doing War Games at Survivor Series
on the main roster.
On the main roster.
Oh,
they've done it like the last 2 years. You get the Nightmare family versus the Wyatt Six.
Yeah. Oh shit. Why are we booking a better program?
Give us the pencil.
There it is.
There it is.
I'm exhausted.
Me too.
I'm exhausted. I'm tired.
Yeah.
Y'all better go buy a t-shirt.
Go to tpublic.com. Search Brainwreck TV. We'll be there. Spooky horror.
We're nowhere else. What the fuck?
Those are 4 of my favorite words.
We'll be there.
Yeah. No, right. Spooky horror, hardcore war games. Those are. Those are all words I love.
Listen, if ever there was supposed to be a flamethrower in pro wrestling,
this would be it.
This would be it. It would make way more sense.
And you know goddamn well that whoever takes that flamethrower, they're taking the pin or
they're taking the pin.
Fuck out of there.
In Triple H's fucking world, they're taking the pin.
You ain't no selling this shit, motherfucker. You trench coat on top of another kid wearing motherfucker.
That's right.
Fucking tpublic.com. Search Brainwreck TV. Find some cool shit there and buy it. Follow us on Twitter, also known as X. We're there. Subscribe on YouTube. We got all sorts of fun content. I've got some things I might plan for here in the very near future, so be on the lookout for that. And maybe we'll have a schedule change coming up in a couple of weeks. We'll see.
We talked about Thursdays earlier. Let us know
what Thursdays
about Thursdays. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this week.
I'm tired. I am tired.
I need to go lay down.
Yeah.
So for this week, I'm Jason X.
I'm Kevin Graham.
This has been your show.
Peace.